In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this daisy chain bookmark. I am using Paintbox Cotton DK in the colour Daffodil Yellow, which is the centre colour, Light Champagne, which is the petal colour, and Pistachio Green, which is the colour of the tassel. For this, I am using a 3.5mm crochet hook. If you want to add a wooden bead to your bookmark, then a 1.5cm wooden bead is perfect for this. You can use a tassel maker or a 7.5cm piece of scrap card. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. I'll leave all of the details in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Okay, let's get started. So to begin, we're going to make one daisy in its entirety, and then we're going to make the next ones and attach each one to the previous one. So that's how this is made. So we're going to go ahead and start making these round ones for all of our daisies. So you do need to take your yellow or your colour A, whatever you're using, and we're going to go ahead and create a magic ring. So you want to lay your yarn over your finger, wrap it round to create an X, and then you have 2 strands on the top. Go ahead and insert your crochet hook under that first strand and bring the second strand through, twist the hook, and there we have our magic circle or magic ring, as it's also known as. We're going to yarn over and pull the hook through to chain 1, and then I'm going to release my finger. So we're going to be mindful of that chain 1, and then for round 1 we're going to chain another 2, 1 and 2. So we've chained 3 in total for this very first step. Now this is going to count as a treble crochet. Remember, I'm working in UK terms. In the US, this is known as a double crochet. So now that we have our chain 3 here, we're now going to do 11 treble crochets. Remember, that's US double crochet into this magic circle. So we're going to yarn over, go into that magic circle, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is a treble crochet. We'll go again, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 treble crochets that we've just done. We'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, pause the video if you need to catch up, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we now have 11 treble crochets plus our chain 3, which counts as a treble at the beginning. So we have 12 stitches in total. I'm going to take the tail end of my magic ring and pull that tight. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that we created at the beginning. So find the top of that stitch, insert, and then yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. Now we have joined. You can go ahead and fasten off by chaining 1, and then pull out your hook. And now what you need to do is sew in your ends. So now that you've pulled your center circle tight, I would suggest that you sew in your end back the other way. So take your darning needle and go in the opposite direction of where you pulled tight, and then again back in the opposite direction, trying to catch different fibres within your work. And then you can do it once more if you wish. I tend to do mine 3 times, the rule of 3. And then you can fasten off. Snip off the yarn close to the work. You also want to sew in this tail end, and I would suggest that you go ahead and do another 3 of these so that you have 4 in total. So go ahead, pause the video, rewind if you need to make 3 more of these, and then meet me back once you're ready. So now that you have your 4 round ones, we're going to go ahead and start with doing the first daisy. So we're going to do this in its entirety. So you want to take one of your center circles, and then we're going to join colour B, so your cream or your white, with a slip stitch. So go ahead and make a slip knot, insert your crochet hook, and we're going to insert between any of the trebles. So we're not going to work into the tops of the stitches, we're going to work between the stitches. So insert your hook between one of those stitches, or 2 of those stitches should I say, and then yarn over, pull through and pull through. So we've just joined that first colour. We're now going to make a petal. We're going to have 6 of these petals in total. We're going to chain 1 to begin with, and that chain 1 is going to count as a double crochet. So that's a US single crochet. We're then going to do a half treble crochet, which is half double in the US, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. We'll do a treble crochet, which is a US double crochet, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We're now going to do a double treble crochet, which is a US treble crochet, yarn over the hook twice, insert, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. So we've just increased our stitches. We're now going to decrease them again. So we're going to do a treble crochet, US double, a half treble crochet, US half double, and then a double crochet, US single. Insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. We're then going to do a pattern repeat. So this pattern repeat is skip the next space, and then in the space after, we're going to work a double crochet, half treble crochet, treble crochet, double treble crochet, and then treble crochet, half treble crochet, and double crochet. And that is the pattern repeat. So it would be skip the next space, make sure that you are checking to make sure where that next space is. So skip that next space, and then do those stitches again into the space after. So you'll do that all the way round. You'll end up with 6 petals in total, and it will create these gaps in your work as well. So go ahead, do that. Once you've finished that last double crochet of the last petal, meet me back and I'll show you how to finish off. So once you've worked your way around, you have your 6 petals. We're going to join with a slip stitch into that first chain 1 from the very beginning, yarn over and pull through and pull through. You're then going to chain 1 and then you can snip off your yarn. I've already done this. So we're going to snip off the yarn and then you can pull out that tail end. And there we have our first daisy. So you can go ahead and sew in your ends if you wish, or leave that to the end. It's totally up to you. But now what we want to do is we want to take this first daisy and add the next daisy to it. So the technique is the same for the following daisies. So once you've got the hang of it, it's really easy to do, and obviously you can do as many as you like. So we want to take our next round 1. We're going to start in exactly the same way. So the pattern is still the same for this. It's just that we have something a little bit different that we do when we come to joining. But it is super easy. So we're going to go ahead and join with a slip stitch into the center of any of these. Between any of these trebles, we're going to chain 1 to begin with, and then we're going to do our half treble, treble, double treble, and then treble, half treble, and double crochet. And then we want to miss a stitch or miss a space and then do a petal again. So double crochet, half treble, treble, double treble, and then treble, half treble, and double crochet. And then we're just going to do that once more. So we're going to miss a space and do a double crochet, half treble, treble, double treble, and then treble, half treble, and double crochet. So for the next 2 petals, we'll be doing the same stitches, but this is where we're going to join to the first daisy. So what we want to do is we want to skip a space, start off by doing a double crochet, half treble, treble, and then our double treble. We're going to stop at our double treble. Once we've done that, we're going to pull up a loop and remove our hook. We will take the first daisy and we want to position it so that we have 2 petals at the top, 2 petals at the bottom, and then the side ones just have 1 petal each. So not like this, I want to have it like this, so we have a flat edge. We're then going to locate that double treble crochet in this first petal here. So this is the first petal and the second petal that we're going to join to. You want to insert your hook from front to back through that double treble crochet. You're going to pop your loop back onto your hook, the working loop, and then pull that through that stitch, like so. Just adjust your tension so that's not too loose, And then we're going to go straight to working into that same space again, a treble crochet. So treble crochet, half treble, and double crochet. And what you can see is we've just joined that second daisy to the first. And we're going to do that again. We're going to skip the next space. We'll work a double crochet, a half treble crochet, a treble crochet, and the double treble crochet, pull up a loop and take out your crochet hook. Find that next petal, so the second petal or second bottom petal, and find the top of the double treble, insert your hook from front to back, place the loop back on the hook, the working loop, and then pull through. Adjust your tension and then work a treble crochet, a half treble crochet, and a double crochet. Now we have connected the first to the second. We now have one petal left to do, so we're going to skip a space and then into the next space we'll do our double crochet, half treble, treble, double treble, treble, half treble, and double crochet. Now going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain one from the beginning of the round, pull through, and then chain one and fasten off. So you're going to repeat the daisy that we've just done, the joining daisy, again and again. But obviously this time we're going to join into the bottom two of this daisy, and then you would do the bottom two of the next daisy until you have 4 daisies in a row, like so. So go ahead and pause the video, work until you've done 4 daisies, and then meet me back once you're ready. Okay, so now that you've done all 4 of your daisies, we're going to add the tassel on the bottom. Now you can use a tassel maker like this, or just a 7.5 centimeter piece of cardboard, just in that shape. I do have a video on my channel if you want to have a look at how to make tassels with cardboard. I'm going to use this. So what we want to do is go ahead and take the green. So I'm using this pistachio green. So lay the tail end down, and then we're going to wrap this around about 10 times. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, of course, if you want your tassel to be thicker, then you can wrap a few more times. It just depends on personal preference. So I've just wrapped around a few more times here. So then you're going to take your scissors and snip off. And then we want to have a piece for the handle. So this is going to be the attachment. So this handle wants to be around 20 centimeters, or the attachment. And then this will go underneath one side of these threads that you've wrapped around. So whether you're using a tassel maker or a piece of cardboard, either way you want to place that underneath. You want to pull up to the top and then make sure that these are even. You want to tie a knot to secure that into place. I'm just going to do a double knot. and then pull that upwards, like so. We're now going to take our scissors, make sure you have some sharp scissors, and on the opposite end you want to snip the bottom of the tassel so that it's in two pieces. I like to line up the bottoms and then give this another pull so that it's more towards the center, like so. We're now going to take another piece of yarn. So you can again have this around 20 centimeters, maybe a smidge bit longer because we're going to tie it on to the work. And this wants to go around the top of the tassel. So I'm going to lay this with the short end coming underneath and then tie a knot in the top around 1 centimeter or so from the attachment here. I'm going to again do another knot in there to secure, and then I'm going to take this tail end here, the long tail end, and wrap around, pulling tight in order to cinch in the top. At this point you can take a darning needle, thread up your yarn. I'm going to go ahead and go underneath one of the strands at the top, pull that through but not all the way, so that I can go back under that strand again. It kind of creates a knot within the work, and then I'm going to go through the center of the tassel and pull that through, like so. Now you may want to use a wooden bead. At this point you just want to thread your needle through the wooden bead, like so, so that it sits on the top. Now we want to find the bottom of the work, and then we're going to insert our crochet hook into the center of these bottom two petals, and then grab one of the strands of the handle to pull through, and then I'm going to knot that into place so it's nice and secure, double knot, and then I'm going to thread up these tail ends again, and then I'm going to go through the bead, through the top of the tassel, and then through the center to secure that into place, like so. Just give it a little pull down just so it's not scrunched up, and then at this point you can trim your tassel to whichever length you want it to be. So I'll just go ahead and lay them down like this, give it a bit of a haircut. And then once you're happy with it, just give it a bit of a straighten up. You can steam this if you wish, or steam all of them and block into place. But there we have the daisy chain bookmark. If you like this project, then I think you will also like this project as well. So make sure you go and check it out.